Crypto Hotep here with another trading video. Guys, this is another update to the crypto markets and also the spot altcoin portfolio. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate just the views on the videos, the likes, the comments, the reshares, the retweets, all of that. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the support, guys. Before we jump in here, got to give a shout out to Coinbase, the one and only. They've supported me. They've been my broker of choice for over 5 years. I have no problems with them. And if you want to support the channel, please use the Coinbase link in the description to sign up if you don't have an account. But even if you do, use that link to tie your account, because in that way, it actually supports the channel, because the transaction fees that Coinbase provides as you trade crypto, they will send a portion of that amount to me as well. So I'll get some sort of like revenue share from that. So it helps out the channel. You don't have to give me any money or anything like that. But yeah, just want to shout them out as always. The other thing is, this is not financial advice, guys. Please do your own due diligence when you're researching crypto, when you're investing in crypto. Please consult a professional. But as always, guys, let's jump in here. So this week we do have a lot going on. I know it's Monday. Today we had just a couple speeches here, Fed Williams and then Fed Marin. We had a couple speeches here, nothing too major, even though the markets told a different story, but we'll get into that shortly. Tuesday is when the fireworks are going to start here. Okay, so Tuesday we have the Fed, Tuesday we have ADP unemployment changes, which happen weekly, okay, at 8:15. Then 8:30, get prepared. We have the non-farm payrolls for October and November. We have those 2 months. There's 2 sets of data that we have to look at here. So these numbers, we want these numbers to be higher or at where they're forecasted. So for October's 55,000, for November's 25,000. So we want those numbers to be higher. That gives a bullish sentiment on America's economy. That means more people have jobs, more people are filled with jobs. Me personally, I don't know about these numbers about being higher. If anything, I think they may just stay near where they're at. Okay, I don't see these numbers increasing at all, just with how the job market is currently. I don't want to say it'll be lower. I really hope it's not lower, because that would be bearish. But I would say at the most, let's try to get this at the forecasted number. I personally don't follow the retail sales sentiment or the month over month number, so I'm going to skip that. And then the unemployment rate also gets sent out at the same time as these non-farm payrolls. So it's going to be a lot of volatility, a lot of price action, a lot of price movement. So the unemployment rate, unlike the non-farm payrolls, we want this number to be lower. Okay, so we want it either to be at the forecasted number or be lower. We do not want this to spike up, because that gives bearish sentiment on America's economy as a whole. We just don't want that. So we want this number to be lower or at where it is, where it's forecasted at. On Wednesday, we just have some Fed speeches. We got Fed Williams again, Fed Waller's going to speak, Fed Bostic's going to speak as well. Okay, there could be some volatility with that as they give insight on potential interest rate cuts in January. Okay, nothing too major. But then Thursday, again, get prepared and strap in. We have CPI, core inflation. Okay, so the inflation rate is going to be provided. Why is this big? Is because this also helps drive determinations for things like interest rate cuts and those type of things. So CPI, core inflation, is going to be released at 8:30. Now, the forecasted number year over year for core inflation is 3%. I think it's going to stay at 3%, or we may tick a little lower, maybe 2.9, 2.8%, something like that. But I think 3% is fine. I think we're good with the inflation where it is right now. I really do. There's just, when you think about how much things are cost, yeah, things are a lot. But then also, if you look at fuel and gas is the lowest it's ever been in years right now. So you gotta take into that consideration as well. So I think, we could get lower, but I think at the bare minimum we'll be at 3%. I don't see it inflating higher than that, and that's completely fine. Okay, so other than those things, I think those are huge, because that will determine a lot. The other thing is, let's look at, the other thing is also Japan. So Japan is also going to be looking at their inflation rate as well the same day as us, but again, because of the time difference, they're going to be doing theirs. They're going to be releasing theirs in the evening of Thursday. And in addition to that, they're also going to be spiking their Fed interest rate. So all eyes are on Japan for this. So this is going to happen at 10 p.m. So you could see a lot of volatility in the evening on Thursday as well, just because everybody has their guesstimates on what Japan is going to do. It's going to play big in the markets. Okay, so let's go to coin market cap here. So coin market cap, if we go to let's go to our dashboard here and go to market overview here. We are fear and greed index. We're at fear still, so nothing has really changed from that last week to this week, which is it's a big surprise because crypto has dipped. As you can see here, we have Bitcoin at 86,000, barely hold on to that. Ethereum under 3,000 now. Solana just teetering on 127. So everything is down, and down considerably too. Ethereum's down over 5%. But still just in the fear realm. Now, if we click into here, and then we look at the fear and greed index, you can see here we were in extreme fear. We kind of broke above and got into the fear level, and then we're kind of almost at a break and a retest, if you will. So we're kind of retesting near this extreme fear area here. Okay. Altcoin season index, nothing has changed. It's still Bitcoin season currently. It is what it is. All coins are bleeding out profusely right now. It's pretty amazing to see here. Crypto ETF. So ETFs net flows were a negative on December 14th. So negative $83 million, I should say. With ETH seeing the bulk of that, over 55 million negative outflows, if you will, for ETH, and then negative 28 million for BTC. So again, guys, this isn't necessarily full-on bearish pressure here. It's just showing you, because this happens. We have inflows and we have outflows on the ETFs. Honestly, these little blips here they could be profit-taking measures because we're getting close to the end of the year. This is honestly really nothing, because if you look at November 19th saw over 903 million in Bitcoin ETF outflows, and Ethereum over 250 million outflows there. So really, really crazy numbers here. So again, this plays into the fact of where Bitcoin is currently, and we'll go into the charts right now. Okay, so let's go into the charts here. First thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at Bitcoin dominance. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance as of right now, it's around that same spot that we've been at. We've been below 59%, which gives us hope. There's a lot of hopium with that. So as long as we stay below 59% for altcoin traders and investors, we're good. We're below the 50 on the slow stochastic as well, almost at RSI, and it's in a very weird spot. There's very low volume with their candles right now for Bitcoin dominance, so it's just in this weird pattern here. But I think we could see potentially a further breakdown here to 57. That would be fine with me. Now, if we go to the USDC dominance chart, unfortunately, that doesn't look so good if you're holding alt. So the USDC dominance chart, we are considerably overbought. Again, here's your slow stochastic indicator. We are overbought, which just means we're above that 80 point on slow stochastic here. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to fall anytime soon. If you look at February 2025 all the way until April 2025, USDC dominance trended higher above the 80 for those February, March, April, for those 3 months. For those full 3 months, it trended. So you shouldn't have been short USDC at all, or stable coins. Now, mind you, in April, that's when everything dipped from a stablecoin side, which then made altcoins jump up. We are in that spot right now, but again, we have yet to see any bearish pressure come in for these stablecoins. Excuse me. It's just steadily bullish pressure for stablecoins, and that's something you don't want to see. It's a lot of profit taking. That's why that you see a lot of bullish pressure on stablecoins right now. When the bullish pressure is on stablecoins, that diverts the money and the liquidity out of altcoins and out of Bitcoin, unfortunately, and that's why we're seeing a lot of bleeding in the market currently. USDT looks somewhat better than USDC, and the reason is, if we look at the chart here, it's the candlestick, the most recent candle right here, is still touching your weekly area here. So versus USDC, where that candle, this week's candle, was trending above and broke above that level, we are below that, or we are at the level, I should say, for USDT dominance. You could see this being rejected and price to come down. You can see that, but I'm not saying it is going to happen. And again, very similar to USDC, we are near that 80 slow stochastic for being overbought as well. Let's look at the dollar. The dollar looks better. The dollar looks really good, and I can't wait till stable coins look like the dollar. We have a constant rejection at this weekly area. That's that 100 area, and we love to see this. This is I'm trying to see 3 black crows, I believe the pattern is. We have 3 green soldiers going up right here, and then 3 black crows, I believe this is. I may have gotten that wrong, but this is what you want to see. You want to see bearish pressure. You want to see 3 candles down, and I think we can get the dollar back into this 97 range here. That would be good. Okay. Let's go to ETH BTC. ETH BTC, this is when we start getting into the altcoins here. So ETH BTC, we have a falling wedge pattern here, and we did have a breakout. This is a breakout. Last week's candlestick for ETH BTC was a breakout, and it broke out above the 50 moving average, the 50-week moving average, which is this purple line right here, and it's still above there. Again, we still have 5 days, close to 6 days left in this weekly cycle here, so anything could happen. And again, we have those 2 catalysts on Tuesday and Thursday, so again, anything can happen with that. But as of right now, the golden zone, which is between the 50 and 61.8 Fibonacci levels, is still holding strong. Okay, so again, hopium's still there, but we will definitely see. And let's go to the total 3 chart. Total 3 chart is the entire altcoin market without ETH, BTC, and stablecoin. So this is total 3 ES. So nothing has really changed from last week, and that's not a bad thing. That means price hasn't really broken down past this level. This level right here is around, I would say, 560. So 560 billion is the total 3 market cap that we want to look at. That's the level. As you can see right now, we're currently below it. If we're talking about current to date price, we're at 544. But again, we have over 5 days left in the cycle, so anything could happen. So I think this move here, this basing around this area, is still viable. Now, if we break down further, we may pack it up, could be a wrap, that's over. But there's just a lot of things that are looking good with this chart. But again, things could go lower, most definitely. Things could definitely go lower here. In the slow stochastic, we are at oversold levels right here as well. So again, right now I wouldn't be buying anything. Okay, then that's just my thoughts. If with crypto here, I wouldn't be buying anything. I would just be watching and seeing what's happening here. Let's go to Bitcoin really quick here. So Bitcoin doesn't look bad. Again, if you're following people on Twitter and all the social medias, you know, the world has ended, right? Oh my goodness, it's dropped again. But you have to look at it from a zoomed out perspective. Yeah, we've dropped, right? We're back at 85,000, but back in November, mid-November, we went all the way down to 80,000. So we're fine. We're fine as of right now. Again, if we break below this level right here, if we break below 80,000 and start trading below it, meaning that 2 to 3 candles below this level here, that's when we start getting worried, and that's when we can go back down to the 50s. That would be not good. But again, as of right now, we're okay. Okay. ETH, unfortunately, we had a rejection on ETH. ETH was looking really good. If you looked at ETH at the start of last week, you would have been very impressed because this candle was fully green and it was a big body candle. But as always, we wait and we're patient because that was just the start of the week last week. And what happened then by the end of that week, it was just a fake out, right? It was a retest and then it broke down. So right now, ETH is currently just sitting stagnant in this level here. It hasn't broken down further in this level at around 2,200. It's still sitting at that 3,000, 2,900. What could happen is ETH could potentially just stay around here and just kind of chop around here and be manipulated and all of that, and then just break out. That's what could happen as well. So again, you're in no man's land with price right now with on the weekly charts here. So, and let's go to some of the trades that we are still in. Nothing has changed. I haven't added anything, haven't sold anything off yet. We are holding, and I will show you how bad the altcoin portfolio is down. So Aerodrome from last week to this week, we took out this demand level. So this demand level was invalidated. Why? Because price came down, started trading below it, 1, 2, 3 candles. That level's done. And then now we have a change of character to the downside, meaning that the sentiment of price potentially could change to the downside here. Do we know that for certain right now? No, we don't, because this is a key weekly level. 50 cents here is key for Aerodrome. It's bounced and used this multiple times. So we will see. So this move is still viable for Aerodrome. If we do base out and we see buyers in here, I will be buying some more Aerodrome, but I haven't bought anything except in early November. Okay. C is still, we're still trying to find a bottom with C. Okay. This level here, 14 cents, looks like it's invalidated. If we close below that, I will get rid of that level and look at 10 cents. 10 cents will be the level where I would be looking at for us to base. And as always, you know, we look at the slow stochastic here. Slow stochastic shows oversold levels, very similar to the bottoming in April. Okay, so we just need some buyers to step in here. That's the only thing. The buyers are slow. Let's go to Uni. Uni, unfortunately, is seeing a breakdown. Seeing a breakdown at 589, which you do not want to see because that means that we could jump to $4 or we can drop to $4 here. I would like to see us reclaim this 589 level, this weekly 589 level here. But as of right now, it's not looking too good, but anything could happen. It's still touching that level. So again, that level is still valid, and I'm not taking this level out at all. The graph, unfortunately, is breaking down as well. So breaking down here, 5 cents, which was kind of the last barrier here of defense, is breaking down. We can see 1, 2, 3 candles here, 4 graphed, significantly oversold on the slow stochastic, and one of my worst performing coins. But I will say this, Graph is a project that I like. I've always liked the Graph, and it has tested the hands of time from bull run to bull run. So it's been around for a while. The developers for Graph are still developing. So it's just one of those things where you have to understand what you're getting yourself into with crypto, and you can't just throw money at it. The Graph is a very good project. They have developers um, they have developing stats for Graph that come out every month, and I really feel strongly about this project. So again, I haven't sold anything. It is one of my worst assets though, but we're still waiting to buy because we still want to see buyers come into certain levels. Near, unfortunately, Near is also breaking down out of this accumulation box right here. So we bought up here. Prices stayed in this accumulation box until now. It is breaking down. Will we see $1? $1 is a very, very good psychological level. We could, or we could get a reclaim of $2 here and then proceed to go back up. We're just waiting. When price gets into this no man's land, is what I like to call it, I really don't do anything. I just sit on my hands and I wait. And I wait to see what's going to happen. But as you can see, per usual here, slow stochastic, significantly oversold again. And then last but not least, guys, we'll show you the bloody massacre of the CoinStats portfolio here, so or Coinbase portfolio. So here we go. For 1 month, return is a negative 19.47%. 3 month is a negative 40%, and then 6 month is a positive 10%. These numbers are very, very scary. So the number one position I have is in USDC, which is USD here in the CoinStats portfolio tracker. So this is my biggest position. I am consistently adding dry powder to this. So whenever we get a little extra money, I just put a little money in here and just save it. And this money is earning APY in Coinbase, sitting as USDC. So it's earning, I think it's like 3.8% or so. Aerodrome, we're down currently unrealized gains of negative 30.84%. Uniswap down negative 30.83%. Near down negative 44.08%. C down negative 46.61%. And then the worst of them all, as I mentioned, the graph negative 60.28%. Usually with these coins, with crypto, I'm willing to hold between 70-80% drawdowns just because that's a typical drawdown for altcoin, and the run back up will obviously be greater than that. So I'm not mad at or scared, I should say, of holding through those because I've done it before. It's just I haven't done it in a while, so seeing those numbers again, it's like, oh great. But honestly, if you turn back the hands of time and go to July and go to June, these were massive gains. We were at 70% aerodrome. We were at over 100% Uniswap on that spike. So again, we're just hitting a downward patch here, and it's just we just got to hold out. And personally, me right now, I'm just waiting. That's all I'm doing. I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen here. I wouldn't advise just buying blindly into these dips. You got to wait to see if buyers are stepping in here first, and that's what I'm doing. Okay. So if you guys thought this video was helpful, feel free to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you're trading. Let me know what you're investing in crypto, and let me see your portfolio, if you will. Let me know what's inside your crypto portfolio. As always, guys, thank you and happy investing.